What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of George Reviews. Just let me get ready real quick to get started this review. Let me add a few of these power rings. And one for the thumb. Now we can get started. I love to say every toy has a story. And my story for these figures is I have never liked zombieism, like zombie movies, zombie properties, zombie toys, whatever it is, until the Blackest comic book series came out. A friend of mine called me up and asked me, was I reading it, was I into the series, was I checking it out, because it spanned across the DC universe. It was in the Green Lantern comic books, Superman comic books, whoever it was taking place throughout the DC universe. So I checked it out and I fell in love, and this is the exception to the rule where I fell in love with zombieism. And the Green Lantern take was awesome. So I'm very excited to review these toys. So let's take a look. Alright, these figures come in the standard McFarlane style packaging. Open window box where you can see the figure fully within. Checking them out and spinning around to the back of the box, you can see Atrocious on the back of the box because it's the figure that we're going to build in this review that comes with this set. So let's get these guys open and take a look. So let's take a look at Batman. We're going to start with his file card from Blackest Night. He has the Black Lantern glowing symbol on his chest right here. He's spewing out a ring and some necro goo or whatever. Here is the data file on the back. You can pause that and read that if you so choose to. And we're going to move on to the figure. Also included was the stand, the same standard stand for all figures. I got it right here. Didn't feel it was necessary for the unboxing presentation. Here is our Batman. He sort of has the Spawn-ish style cape right there. And this is, McFarlane loves to do like gore. I knew the Blackest Night guys were coming because he's drawn from every gory property in DC, this sort of Spawn-ish, every gothic thing he could. So this was a given. I knew these guys were coming, and I'm happy to see them. One thing about this figure, the outfit itself is very clean. Its texture is sort of like the standard texture on these figures now, but everything is clean and ungorified except for the head and the cape. The cape is kind of tattered and gory, but the outfit is pristine, which is kind of weird. And he got a redeco for his boots. I guess this comes along with the Black Lantern type thing, and he has the Black Lantern design on his outfit right here along with the logo on his chest. So let's take a look at his face. His mouth is wide open, just gaping, sort of like spewing that stuff out. Yeah, looks pretty good. He has the white eyes. Nice design on the cowl. The little points are kind of hard right here, little bat ears. And again, he has the Spawn type cape. Nice molded in detail here. Also along the back, the wrinkle in the fabrics is awesome. The tattering is pretty good. It mostly stands out on the back side where it's kind of like rotted and bubbling and just dead type material. But then again, you come to the pristine outfit underneath. A couple molded in pouches. No real belt to speak of going around the back. Pouches right here. What looks to be maybe a buckle right here. You kind of have to look real close on Batman's right hand to see his ring from the Black Lanterns just there, but you can make it out. New gauntlets on his wrist that differ from the standard Batman. He has like the separation right here. The zombified hands, the gory evil hands right there. Boots in Spikes down here that he never had before. I guess a construct of the Blackest Night ring. Has some grips on the bottom of his shoe, molded in detail. Looks pretty darn good. Let's move on to the articulation portion. We can get our Batman to look up this far, mouth forever open. He can look down this far, which is darn good. 360, which a Necro Batman might do. Blackest Night, some side-to-side movement. All of that is there that you need. Has this butterfly type hinge right here. Bring the shoulder in this far and to the back that far. Shoulder rotation 360s right there. Bicep swivel full 360 right there. Not a whole lot of muscular detail on the biceps or triceps back here. Double hinge elbow. We're getting this much out of it. Coming down to his wrist. Ball joint is better hidden on this design right here. Hinge wrist up and down right there, full 360. And again, I showed the clawed gloved hands. And pretty much the same on both hands, equal opposite. You can see the texture in the gloves right there molded in. Coming to his abdomen, we have this ab motion here. You can get it back this far. It kind of reveals itself if you push it too far. You can see the hole in there. Comes down this far. Looks pretty good. His waist articulation has this thing coming up from his pants. This is a very soft, pliable plastic right here. So I'm pretty sure you can get mostly anything you want out of it. Yeah. Let's stretch the plastic a little bit from side to side. Pretty sure it will do a full 360, but we're not going to force that. Come into his legs here. Get his front leg this far and his back leg this far, which is a lot. Again, unusual for a lot of his figures that the trunks piece, crotch piece is very pliable, which is very good. His upper thigh right here doesn't have a lot of rotation, and most McFarlane figures don't have it right there, but he can get the splits out of it. No upper thigh swivel, no cut. I guess they didn't want to break this up or just put the articulation somewhere else. He has the knee bend right here. We can get it up this far. We can get some swooping poses out of that. And no cut in the boots or shin right here. We got to go down to the ankle. Full 360. Big ball joint underneath there. I think I got it off. Okay, we got some front, back, and some side to side. And Batman has the standard toe articulation right there at the side. So a lot of good articulation. It's pretty much standard stuff on these McFarlane figures. If you ever handle one, you're going to get the same range of articulation, unless it's a unique body style or body type coming from. I just want to say, McFarlane does not miss on the sculpting and the detailing in the figures at all. You know, some of the articulation could be a little bit better, but they're never bad. And the only problem I have with this particular figure, I said immediately up front because I got a lot of stuff to get to, is no accessory. I mean, he comes with the Build-A-Figure pieces for Atrocious, but that's not enough for me. So, moving on. All right, numerically, our next guy is Deathstorm, which actually Firestorm gets a rebrand, which is kind of rare as he becomes a Black Lantern. He actually gets a new name. Here's his file card. This is taken directly from the comic books. And I do want to point out right now something that everyone's complained about. And I'm not complaining, but I think it would look cooler if they stay accurate to the source material and had his hair kind of a blue flame. You can clearly see that we have a black flame with some sort of gray highlights. They kind of did it on his chest, and I don't know how they pulled that off. It's supposed to be like a glowing blue flame. I don't know how well I think they pulled that off on the chest either, but here's the file card. Back of the file card, some data for this guy. If you want to pause it now and read it, you can. I'm going to move on to the figure. All right, talked about the hair. Oh, he comes with the stand as well. Standard stuff. All right, here is our Deathstorm. The hair looks amazing. Even though it's not accurate to the source material, I love translucent plastic. I think it would have been that dead skull look is amazing. Even with the sort of kind of wrong color flaming hair, but in some lights, in some ways, when the light hits it, you can kind of see that color they tried to go for. That is some awesome stuff. The burning necro flame. You can see the Black Lantern ring logo on his chest. It's kind of turned sideways, spreading out this way. And he has the same type of design lantern type pants that Batman has, that all these guys share. A little circle symbol right here for his belt buckle. And his costume, unlike Batman, is totally like dead, zombified, tattered. His shoulder pads, the back of his neck, his entire back, you see it on the back of his arms. His trunks are tattered back here. It looks to be some type of design right here. His legs are a little bit less tattered, but you can still see the pattern coming down to his boots, or at least the top of his boots. He has brand new boots that go along with his tattered outfit. It's like a very dark silvery gray. His boots has a little bit of tattering on them, but not a whole lot. The bottom of his shoe. Last but not least is the toe articulation. He can bend it a lot. Oh, broke my bone. Our Deathstorm comes with an accessory. He comes with the Black Lantern power battery, which is actually silver. But here it is. It looks nice. It's very well done. It's different than the other batteries I've seen so far in this line. Well, he comes with 2 pieces to Atrocious. He comes with the shoulder pads and the head. At number 3 is the only living member of the set, or undead or non-Black Lantern, is Kyle Rayner from the Blackest Night series. Here is this file card. You can see a Red Lantern behind him back there. A couple of things going on the comic books. And here's the back of his data card. If you choose, and if you would like to, you can pause and read it now. Also included with our figure is an action-based, same standard thing. Moving on. Here is our figure sporting his Green Lantern ring right there. You can clearly see his because it's painted green over his white gloves. You can actually see the symbol of the lantern on the tip of the ring, which is very nice. Let's check our figure out. He has on his fully fabric printed suit from head to toe. Well, from head to the top of the boots, which looks amazing. And this wasn't... There are 2 versions of this figure. There's the gold label where he has the white striping, the more traditional outfit. But this is what he wore during the Blackest Night saga, the solid green. Happy to see it here. I do like it. It's done well. It's just 2 paint. It's the black plastic with the green overlay. Some of it like is a green plastic, but looks pretty good. The logo on his chest lantern is printed on very well, and his boots are no paint at all. These are a separate plastic piece, and they're actually tucked around his calves, where it gives the illusion that he's actually wearing boots and he can actually pull these up or off. It looks darn good. Taking a look at his head sculpt. I'm gonna wait to the end. Now I love his hair. His hair looks great all the way around. It's a dark brown. But his mask, I have never liked his mask. In a way, I think they overpainted his lips. It gives him almost like a Joker type look. Then the face is paler than the neck and the ear for whatever reason. Why did they choose to put like a layer of paint on his face? It's very weird. Love the 2 loose strands of hair that are hanging down. Again, that looks awesome. The only flaw here is the little weird Joker layer they have on this guy. Weird. Again, nice textured outfit, nice boots, no grips molded in underneath the bottom. So let's take a look at Kyle's articulation. Check his upwards motion. You can look up this far. His hair is touching back there. Look down this far, which is very good. Full rotation, side to side. It's on the same standard ball joint in there. All these figures are on. Nothing down here at the collar of the neck. Has the butterfly hinges in here. And again, these things to me don't give a lot of extra motion. It's like they could put that somewhere else. Maybe. I guess we can get his arm over that far. At the shoulder, it rotates full 360 right there. Biceps swivel full 360. He has a nice molded in bicep. Look like his muscle underneath the fabric. Elbow bend. A ton of movement out of that. Coming to his wrist. Nothing at the glove cut right here, or there is no glove cut. But the actual wrist right here, he has the hinge, the up and down hinge right there. And coming down to his fingers, you can see this looks to be black plastic painted over. It's kind of coming through with this flat white paint. Right there, my concern is paint rub. Putting things in and out of his hand because he actually comes with accessories. His abdomen articulation. Been down this far. It can rear back. Well, 2 of them are happening at the same time. Well, it rotates. And you can force it, but the plastic is stretching on mine. You can see it right there in the middle. So it is there. And the same thing with the waist. You're kind of bulging out the sculpt of the plastic when you turn it, but it is there at his waist. So we get to the front and the back. We can get this much out of it right there. Full split. Let's check it out. Boom. Getting nothing at the upper hip rotation right here. Double jointed knee again. Same thing on all these figures. I should just like call it on all the figures right now. Then, ooh, this is a kind of a funky joint they put in right there. I guess they wanted to get rid of the standard ball. It looks better on the outside. Kind of appears pinless, but the pin is on the inside. I guess they went for something different here, but we get that out of it. We have the toe articulation. So that is our Kyle Rayner. He comes with 2 accessories, and Batman has none. He comes with the sword construct, and they have sword constructed these Green Lanterns to death. McFarlane, please don't do another sword construct. And he comes with the Green Lantern battery, and it's his own unique design. Looks very cool. Different molds to the front and the back of the battery. Unique bottom of the battery. Because Kyle does not come with interchangeable hands, he only has the one open gripping hand, so he can only hold one construct at a time. Here he is with the sword construct, and here he is with the Green Lantern battery, and you can tell by the wobbling battery that his hands are not as tight around the... And he comes with the torso of Atrocious. It looks very good. Same little molded in texture. I used to be impressed by this texture, but now I realize it's on all the damn toys. So, I mean, it still looks good, but it's not that impressive. Last but not least, or he's kind of least because he's my least favorite of this bunch so far. I'm going to get it out of the way, just tell you right now, is Superman. Now, this is Earth 2 Superman. He actually fought the main continuity Superman. I believe it's on the back of the card. Let's take a look at the front of the card first. Here is our Superman wielding the power ring, which is very interesting. Front of the card, taken straight from the comic books. The back of the card, here's his data card. You can pause and read that if you so choose. Let's take a look at our Superman. Of course, the standardized display stand. Moving on. Let's take a look at our Superman. And he's my least favorite because of the costume design on the toy. It kind of looks like it's melting, like the paint. I don't know if this is supposed to be done on purpose to make it look zombified, but the paint to me is not good on mine. It kind of has a drip on it or whatever. This may make it supposed to be zombified, and if that's so, that is incorrect as well because it's crisp and clean, as you can see right here. It's crisp and clean. He doesn't have the gray on the sides of his hair, which kind of bums me out a little bit that he had in the comics. So that's there. And then the rest of the outfit is crisp. The line work and the paint is crisp on like the little lantern configuration right here with the energy coming out of that these guys share from the Black Lantern ring. So that's kind of a bummer. And then when we come to his hands and his fists, this guy is not wielding a Black Lantern ring. Now you can't be a Black Lantern without wielding the ring. And we have no ring on his hands. So the paintwork on the S area I don't like, and the fact that he's not wielding a ring. But what I do like the rest of the costume. Looks very good. The sculpt on the zombified parts look good. Let's start with the head. Coin. So he has the rotted green teeth, which look amazing. He has the heat vision eyes coming out of the dead looking sockets. He has this little thing going across his forehead like a little metallic headband. And of course the hair sculpt is awesome. It has the super tattered shredded cape, which is cool, and it's nice and soft. That is awesome. Nothing really going on in the back of his suit except for the nice texturing. Nice molded cheeks. Silvery boots. Looks pretty good. Other than this right here, the paint is spot on. Like I said, I don't even know if this may be on purpose. If that's the case, it's not accurate. If it's not on purpose, then it still sucks. And along with having the dead skin all over his face, coming to his arms, he has the dead rotted skin on his arms, which looks nice. It kind of doesn't match up from here to here because I guess they had to paint this part. This may be black plastic with his flesh tone painted. It's a little bit off color. It's not too bad, but it is off. Do want to note it. Has this little separate ring down here. Not sure what that's for. I remember that in the comic books. And man, this little piece being painted is probably going to hinder and come off. So let's do articulation right now. Superman 360 head. He can look down this far. He can look up this far, which is great. It has no collar movement at all. Same butterfly hinges in there. Back this far, forward this far. Rotation at the shoulder. Bicep right here. And it's cool. They put it up here, not at the cut of the arm. Right there. Double hinge elbow. ball joint at the wrist. Now that's the same ball joint I'm used to seeing right there at his wrist. I don't know if it shows up better because it's flesh tone color, his flesh tone color. 360 at his wrist of his clenched and balled up fist. His midsection, it could just be stiff because mine's new, but he can lean back. Not that much. If I use the whole articulation, he can lean back a lot more. But side to side out of it, and it can rotate just like that. And coming down here to the waist is tucked in the trunks. We can turn it to the left, and we can turn it to the right. His legs, Superman. Oh, it's not because his scope comes down a little bit further. That's all I'm getting from the forward kick, and not expecting much of the reverse kick. I could force it more, but I don't want to damage the plastic. It's not that serious. To the sides, we get a lot more to the sides. He's not kind of holding it with that leg. And a little bit more of a swivel on this guy right here. I don't know if I need to try harder on the other guys or it's just not there. But a little bit more. Double hinge knee as always. No boot shin cut. Ankle front back. His ankles look just like Kyle's. Front back. And the rocker. Break his bone leg. And articulation at the toe. Now, our Black Lantern Earth 2 Superman comes with no accessories. Again, they could have just repeated the lantern or had a different paint job or take on the lantern. But he does come with the legs to Atrocitus to build the figure. And that is the last step in this review to build Atrocitus. Okay, here is our Atrocitus figure. It's 7 pieces. Well, I don't know if the collar is really a piece, but it's part of the costume. 7 pieces to build this guy. Let's get him up and get started. We'll start with the legs. Pop these on here. Here are the joints. Here is the peg and port system right here. And I'm going to go for it. I don't know what. Oh, there it is. Well, I said it didn't snap. And, ooh, this little piece is floating on me. Uh-oh, I don't know if I like that. And where? Oh, here's the other one. Oof. Man, oh. I don't want no trouble. So here's the next leg, his left leg, and my right hand, and the part's falling. Got that in there. So let's put this back in. I hope this is the interior right here, and we're going to go for the right arm. I wish it had snapped louder, but I guess that'll do it. And see, oh, it's kind of floating around. Maybe I don't have that right. I don't know. It just kind of came out. So going for his left arm, and it did not snap as loudly as I would have wanted it to, or make me feel comfortable with. And now for the head, and that's a long neck peg right there, boy. Again, I'm not hearing the pops and snaps that you like to hear on a builder figure. You know, get them all in. Now for the collar piece, there's just 2 little tabs. It just holds in on friction, I guess. I'm gonna get these in here. I know this is probably gonna fall off every time I move the arms around, but and I don't expect these to snap or anything. I don't know. Maybe you're supposed to glue these in. I don't know, because I know like Batman cape is glued in at the top where you think it might come out and it doesn't, and it doesn't peg in the back at all. So it kind of just sits up here. But here, all right, let's take a look at the big guy. Start with his face sculpt. Looks fantastic. It has sort of that skeletal look. The white teeth. I wish you could kind of see, or they had put a groove into his mouth. That would have been very cool. Has a little bit of a black wash over his head. Some black line work going around his, what is this, a helmet. No line work on his shoulder pads right there. And we took a look at that textured material throughout the review, and it's like on all the figures. Now, it looks great, but it's just common. It's just so common. Then I'm loving the firefighter red all over this guy. Looks fantastic. I love his Red Lantern logo right there. He sort of has that same line work from the Lantern logo throughout his gloves. And I'm not sure if it's supposed to be the same thing on his boots because it's kind of elongated. But his boots looks good. His boots look great. Not a lot going on. It's red plastic, black plastic, and some red paint right here for this part. And some white paint right there. That's basically all they use. His eyes appear to be a soft yellow. Good looking figure. I just hope he holds together because it just didn't snap like I'm used to hearing build a figure snap. Let's check. Is he wearing a ring? Yep, there is his power ring right there. Unlike Superman not wearing his ring, he has the one open, grabbing, gripping, tearing, clawing hand, which looks good. A good looking figure. We're going to do our articulation and see how well everything holds together. So his head, we got the shoulder pads coming up. I was going to take them off anyway, but head 360, shoulder pad coming up. And again, you may have the option if you wanted to glue this in, but I probably would never do it. And I do want to take it off anyway to check out the shoulder joints. So he can look up this far without the head coming off, look down that far without it coming off. Full 360, side to side neck crack. Right there. We go down. We go down. I can't remember we went down there. We do it again. There it is. And then the shoulders. Now this one, this arm, this little shoulder piece that came out kind of is in there better. And this one looked like it's floating around real easy, bobbling. I guess it's not going to be a problem with the shoulder pad piece right here over it. But arms can come back this far. Come in this far. We have the shoulder joint full 360. The bicep swivel right there. Elbow bends, double jointed. Of course, the glove is kind of keeping it from folding more, but it folds up pretty darn well. Actually, I'm not even activating the second. There it is. There we go. Now we're activating the second elbow bend joint right there. 360 at the wrist. Because of like the little gauntlet glove piece, the little ball joint is completely hidden within there. Hinges in and out. No problem. Coming to his abs. This joint moves more effectively than the other figures in this wave. Getting a lot out of that. Because he's not hindered by the design mostly. Coming down to his waist. This is kind of weird. It's almost like the end of a shirt. And the tie coming down looks a little weird. And I'm not getting a lot out of it. It can help him rear back. And as far as forward, he can totally bend over. Just lost a leg. Like, it doesn't feel, maybe I don't have it that way, but it doesn't feel as solid as other builder figures. He can bend over this far, but far as side to side right there, I'm not getting it. And I'm pretty sure I could force it, but I don't want to. His legs up this far. And you can feel this is soft, but it's so much of it. Like, I can crinkle it without damaging anything because this is softer. We can get his leg to the front this far. Let's just use this leg. This leg to the back this far. Side to side a lot. Complete split on this guy. Yeah, what's up? One of these legs don't want to hold. Oh, coming down. Rotation at the thigh this time. A whole lot of it. Double jointed elbow, and it is broken up badly by the way they cut it into the mold. Yeesh. Bringing that down. Nothing that in this leg again. My leg's coming off. I hope I can snap it on better, but it feels like I have it on there. His ankle is sort of kind of covered up by the sculpting of this pad for the boot, but not really, still sticking out. Frontwards this far, backwards this far, which is a lot considering the padding in there, and it rocks side to side, and we have the toe bend. If the leg was perfect, this would be my favorite figure out of the set. And I mean, I guess he should be because he's the builder figure, but he doesn't have a lot going on. He doesn't have his own accessory, which was not packed in. He doesn't have a Red Lantern being the leader of the Red Lantern Corps, which is weird. But I picked this guy up at Walmart just the other day, a few weeks after getting the other guys off Amazon.com. It is Batrocitus. It's a combination of Batman and Atrocious together. But he comes with the Red Lantern. So let's continue this bonus review. Alright, here is this data card, and it's different than other ones. It's sort of like a portrait of the actual toy, and these guys are patterned after the comics. Now, I don't know a lot about Batrocitus other than obviously it's a combination of Batman and Atrocious figure. So I'm going to flip it over and take a look, and we can learn a little bit more about this guy, and if you so choose to, you can pause and read this. Alright, and our Batrocitus comes with the same stand. Get out of here. The same suit basically as Atrocious, but his symbol, lantern symbol, is batized, or whatever. You can steal that circle so the supporters make out the little lantern right there. They added this little waist piece right here. And they modified the boots. So just checking this guy out. He has this face on people. Everyone has said it. I've seen on social media. He looks like the nightmare scene from Batman Begins when the Scarecrow had the toxins going on. And yeah, actually he does. This is the mouth I wish they had put on Atrocious so we could see into his mouth. Great teeth, great scope. Another Batman. These shoulder pads are, well, it is a separate piece. It's a separate piece, but it's glued on over the chest and back of the buck. Or abdomen. Oh, this area is glued on. Looks good. Just black red plastic going on. So let's do his articulation. He can look up this far, look down this far, which is a lot. 360 on that head, side to side. This is the same standard stuff we're going over, but we got to go over because it's toy review. Shoulder, come back this far, forward this far. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. His elbow feels loose, or much looser than the other guys. Coming down to his clawed hand and wrist area, up and down hinge, full 360 right there. Rotation at the abdomen joint. The waist, because of the material and the design, he's having trouble moving side to side, but you can force it, and I believe you can get a lot more out of it, but I'm not going to. Leg to the front this far, back this far, which is a lot. Like this little butt flap piece is very soft, and I've actually folded it up. It's getting stuck in his butt like he's at the beach. Upper thigh swivel, not much there. Knee bend, breaking up that knee, bam. Well, we can get a lot out of it. Go to the front. This is to the front. I think we did to the front. Oh, we didn't do the splits. Splits. Bam. Got it. Good. There it is. No boot cut. Ankles right there. You can see the ball joint there. Back this far. Front this far. Toe bend. And we are out. Alright, now this Bat Rage monster comes with accessories. He comes with interchangeable hands. And this hand is wearing the ring. I didn't even bother to check and see if this arm, yeah, he's wearing the ring on both of his hands. So he has the power ring. They couldn't just sculpt this same hand in flesh tone and give it to Superman. Let me see, I think it's a little bit bigger. But who cares? We would have got the power ring. But we have the power ring here with the interchangeable hands. I'll just change one out real quick. I mean, it's the same standard stuff. I like these hands, so boom, there's the peg. There's the port. Little snap there, and that snap right there is what I wanted to hear putting Atrocious together. And the same articulation still follows through. It's kind of a little bit more gappy. Do I got it on there? Oh nope, I had to push a little bit harder. There we go. Gap's gone. But on to the main reason I purchased this figure. Again, I had no knowledge of this guy. I didn't try to look him up, figure it out, and be like Mr. Know-It-All. This is what we got. I bought it to get the battery. And again, it's another translucent battery, and I've heard people complain about this thing. You can see the symbol of the Red Lantern Rage symbol right here on the top, which is damn cool. Has a different handle than any of the other batteries that came in the Build Atrocious wave, which is nice. And now, wait a minute, I don't even know if this guy can hold it. Like, we gotta kind of turn his hand over, and you just gotta drape it on there. And as far as Batrocitus holding it, his hands are curved a little bit more, and he actually kind of hooks in there, and I don't think it'll come out if you swing it around. So here is our Batrocitus making an appearance in my first bonus review in a while, completing the set and the accessories. Alright, it's time to size them up and run them down. I'm going to do the size up versus each figure in this wave, because this is supposed to be a 7-inch scale wave, but like even within the wave, the heights are kind of all over the place with McFarlane figures. But Batrocitus is our smallest figure. We got Superman, we got Batman, we got the Green Lantern, we got Deathstorm, and we have Atrocious filling out this size up and rundown. Here we have Batrocitus next to Transformers Earthrise Inferno, Superman with Master of the Universe Classic Scareglow, Batman next to Star Wars Black Series Darth Vader, Green Lantern with G.I. Joe Classified Duke, Deathstorm alongside Marvel Legends Ghost Rider. And doubling down on DC's McFarlane Multiverse, here's our Atrocious next to the Snyder Cut's Dark Side. Alright, that's all I got except for my final thoughts on these figures. Out of the 4-figure set that it takes to build Atrocious, my favorite figure from this set is Firestorm, and I'm surprised by that personally because he's not one of my favorite characters. But the tattered, zombified outfit is amazing from head to toe. The head sculpt is amazing while not being quite accurate. We didn't get that blue flame to his translucent fire here, but it still looks amazing. The mold is outstanding. He comes with an accessory, which is always a plus, especially in this lineup. He comes with the Black Lantern. He comes with the open gripping hand, which is great. Then he comes with the open clawing gesturing hand, which is good because he doesn't come with interchangeable hands. So those hands get the job done for pretty much whatever you might need. My second favorite figure is Rayner. The outfit is flawless. His only drawback is the weird like foundation makeup on his face. At least that's what it looks like to me. But he comes with 2 accessories, which is outstanding. He comes with the lantern, and I don't mind it being translucent. He comes with the construct sword. But despite not having interchangeable hands, he has the one open gripping hand, and he has the closed fist that fully showcases the ring on his finger, which looks great. My third favorite figure from the set would have to be Batman, only because like he just needed interchangeable hands and an accessory, or maybe a extra head with the mouth closed or something like that. It's just not a lot going on with Batman. Love the tattering on the cape. The outfit looks good. Sculpted and McFarlane figures always look good. My least favorite is Superman, because we don't get interchangeable hands. The paint on his chest, at least on mine, I think it's clumpy. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be that way or they intentionally made that way, but I didn't like it. But the zombified arms and face look great on this guy. I love the cape. But I think the biggest reason I got Superman at dead last is he doesn't have a ring on his finger. Like they forgot to mold it in or use the wrong hands or something. And you can't be a lantern without a power ring. And as far as Atrocitus goes, Atrocitus looks fantastic. The red is great. The paint is great. But by him being a builder figure, what we don't get, the drawback is we don't get a stand and we don't get an accessory. So I had to run out and get Batrocitus to try to get the accessory just to have something for this guy. Now they might release him later on down the road. I don't know. He might come with it as a just a regular figure and not a builder figure. So that might happen. He might come with interchangeable hands, which he definitely could have used. He could have used a gripping hand, not just the open clawing hand. He could have used interchangeable hands. And again, by him being the builder figure, I guess we don't get that. We don't get an accessory for him. They could have packed in a lantern for him with Batman and Superman, because those guys did not come with an accessory. They could have put his lantern or something construct in there with one of those guys, but we didn't get that. The legs, as I posed them down to take pictures, that his left leg kept coming off in my hand. The right leg came off one time after I assembled it, but it didn't feel like it was just going to be a problem. That left leg is definitely a problem. And I'm not sure about the shoulder pads. I brought it up earlier. I don't know if we as collectors or consumers are supposed to glue it in, but you could definitely glue it in. Like I say, most of these guys' capes and shoulder pad pieces are glued on, and I guess because they wanted you to assemble it, they didn't bother to do it. So I don't know if that's a drawback, plus or minus, or just an option. I'm very impressed with him except for the legs. And as far as our bonus figure, Batrocitus, it's weird that he is the shortest guy out of all of these guys I reviewed. When he combines with Atrocious, he should get bigger. He should be a little bit taller than the rest of the figures in the set. But he is the shortest guy out of all of them once he combines with Atrocious. Once Batman combines with Atrocious to form Batrocitus. And not really impressed by the figure. A lot of people are making him into a Red Lantern. But with that symbol on his chest, I don't know how that's going to work out. I mean, I guess you could pop the head off and cover up the symbol. But I guess maybe I'll find a use for him later. But I bought him just for the lantern. He's just alright. You know, not a whole lot going on with the guy red black outfit. And it's another damn Batman. But that's all I got. I like the set. I do think this set is definitely worth the pickup, especially at the price I got him. I got him for $14.99 off Amazon.com. And I think it's well worth the pickup for these guys, and you get the builder figure. So that's all I got. I want to thank everybody for watching another episode of George Reviews. The reviews where every toy has a story.